Check.
Shalom, Israel, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We've been on these streets since 1969, trying to teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians their true culture, nationality, and their true history. A big part of history is knowing who your enemy is. Like, like really, that's the main purpose in your life, is to know who your enemy is so you can defend against them. That's why your parents exist. Your parents exist so they can teach you the dangers of this world, who's for you and who's against you, right? But we're taught to love our enemies, and we're going to cover that tonight at the end as well. Just if y'all could, Baba Shah, remind me to do that hard. Go into love thy enemies, because we're going to break that down and show you can't who your enemy is. But basically, tonight, as you see from the title, we're covering who is Esau. Now, for preface, for those who don't know, Esau is the oldest son of Isaac, the grandson of Abraham, and the brother of Jacob. Okay, who is Esau? He's a man debated in history. Well, really not known from history. If it wasn't for the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, no one would talk about Esau and the Edomites. Like, I've never heard of the Edomites outside of the truth. Like, they do not get brought up. I've read the Bible and I know about Esau, but to really sit there and think about them, yeah, no. Everybody knows about Ishmael. Ishmael is the Arabs. We're going to cover that today, too. The Arabs are not Edomites. Okay, if you think the Arabs are Edomites, I implore you, please come in the comments, ask your questions. Arabs are not Edomites. Like that's just lunacy. The Bible clearly tells you this. Okay, and we're gonna show you that. Okay, but before we get into Esau, we have to get into the other incarnations of Esau. Because Esau is not the first time this being has roamed the earth. This being was the serpent in the garden, right? The first scripture I'm going to need, give me 3 and 1. Genesis 3 and 1, right? He was that serpent in the garden.
Genesis 3 and 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
And that's one of his greatest attributes. Our oppressor is very subtle. Esau is a very subtle man. Right? Keep going.
Which the Most High Power had made.
Which the Most High Power hath made. Meaning above every creature on earth, you will not find a creature more subtle. Let me just give y'all the definition. Right? Plug my phone up. So delicate, subtle. So delicate or precise as to be difficult to analyze or describe. Of a mixture or effect, delicately complex and understated. Making use, this is the main one, making use of clever and indirect methods to achieve something. I want to destroy, he set out to destroy Adam. So he didn't go to Adam directly, he went to Eve. Right? That's what he did. Keep going.
And said unto the woman, Yea, hath the power said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden.
Right? And that's his whole game, to have you go against God. Right? We're going to show you who Esau is tonight. Damn, I wish we could change the title. Okay? Who is Esau? Esau is the devil in the earth. Right? This is the introduction. Understand, this is the introduction to the devil. Right? And what is his main goal in this very verse? To get you to go against the scriptures. That's why he's called the agents of Satan. Satan and the devil are two different entities. The devil is our oppressor. The devil is Esau. a being created simply to do Satan's bidding, which is what? Test you. See if you will go against the Most High. And he brought this test to Adam and Eve. Right? Now we're going to drop down. We're going to go to 14.
Verse 14. And the Most High Power said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle.
Because thou did this, you're cursed above everybody else, all cattle. Every beast on earth will be better off than you are because of what you did. You caused my people to lose the kingdom of heaven. Keep going.
And above every beast of the field.
Keep going.
Upon thy belly shalt thou go.
This is not talking about a literal snake. This is a man. I'm pretty sure we've covered that by now. Right? If not, I think I did this like 2 weeks ago. Right? Meaning when it's saying go on his belly, he's going to have to be low down. Okay, this is a metaphorical book. We're a poetic people. We don't just speak. He's a snake who got in my wife's ear. Right? We as a people understand exactly what that means. Keep going.
And dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life.
Meaning, not necessarily that he'll eat dust. He won't eat the good of this land. He won't eat the good of the world. Like, there's scriptures that let you know when I kick you out and put the foreigners in, talking to Israel, I'm going to let the land give the land the rest that Israel wasn't giving it because we wasn't giving the land the 7th year Sabbath. Esau right now, or specifically Amalek, lives in a desert. That's why people laugh at us sometimes when they be like, yeah, I want to be Israelite. That's a desert. Today it is because it's resting. Think of it like this. Okay, my child is being unruly, so I kicked him out and now I got renters. You think I'm cooking breakfast for renters? You don't get the benefit my child does. That's them. That's them right now. They get dust. Even in power, they get dust. Understand, Egypt was the sun and the moon. You didn't mess with Egypt. America has been at war basically, hasn't been at war, 10 years in its entire history? That's the better number to count. The smaller number to count. They live at the bottom. This empire, I was thinking about the other day, when you really think about how long empires of other heathens reigned, yeah, this will be nothing. We understand the Dark Ages took place in the middle of your power reign. That didn't happen to the Africans. Show me the point in history where the Egyptians said, yeah, then the Israelites ruled us for like 800 years, and then we got it all back, and then they got their freedom. That didn't happen. But Rome fell. Black people came into power for about 1,000 years. Then y'all got it back. Yeah, this is what he means. Y'all, white people are a very weak people. Like, they're last place. Right? That's what it means. He eats the dust. Keep going now, verse 15. And this is important.
Verse 15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed.
Snakes don't have seed, first off. Carrying on, that enmity is the hatred, the perfect hatred that he has for us. Right? Keep going.
It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel.
And thou shalt bruise his heel. That's what that's talking about. It's talking about the hatred that we have for each other. We're always going to be at each other's throats. That's the only way this works. I wish I had that book. I'm going to talk to Calvin Nazariak. I need Yeah. Bible shot, drop that. Give me Genesis 4 and 1 since we're covering it. Give me 4 and 1, Bible shot. Only since we're covering it, because this is such a stupid theory.
Genesis chapter 4, verse 1.
Please read.
And Adam knew Eve, his wife.
What?
And Adam knew Eve, his wife.
What does that mean, Har? To know knew Eve, his wife. Doesn't that mean they had sex? Pretty sure that's what it means.
Oh.
Keep going.
And she conceived and bare Cain.
So where? Okay, I'm not even going to spend too much time. This clearly means Adam is Cain's father. Eve did not have sex with the magic snake or anything. Moving on.
And he said, I have gotten a man from the Most High.
Right? So that is the birth of Cain. Cain reincarnated, the serpent reincarnated as Cain, Adam's son. Right? Drop down. Well, yeah, drop down verse 3.
Verse 3.
So we're clear, just so, well, this is more so for you, Har, as an officer. What we're about to read is proof of the law, even all the way back in Genesis, the 4th chapter. Keep reading.
And in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Most High.
Right.
Verse 4. And Abel, he also brought the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof.
Right.
And the Most High had respect unto Abel for his offering.
Right. Verse 5.
Verse 5. But unto Cain, to his offering, he had not respect. And
Now, what is this? This is the law of sacrifice. We kill animals. We don't eat fruit. God is not a hippie. I remember Jeremiah Hyman said that probably my very first class with him. God is not a hippie. The wages of sin is death. That's why when you commit a sin, back in the day, you had to take an animal and the priest killed the animal. Now there is no animal. So you know what happens? You're supposed to die for it. But because of Yahushua, he's taken that punishment for us. Right? This is what's it called? The law of sacrifice in the Bible before Moses. Right? Cain and Abel were taught this by who? Adam. Now, what's the importance of this? Who is a hippie? Who likes to sit there and say we shouldn't kill animals, man? It's wrong. Our oppressor, Esau. Cain is a hippie. He thinks God likes fruits. Right? They always have that at Thanksgiving. There's the turkey, but they always have that little basket thing with the fruits in it. Right? God does not like fruits. Here's what you should have did. Sold some of your fruits for a sheep. That's what he was supposed to do. Go to his brother, say, can I have a sheep to offer to the Most High? But he thought the fruit would suffice. It doesn't. Which gets into another habit of our oppressor. He thinks you can worship God whatever way he wants to. Now drop that. Verse 7, because this is very important.
Verse 7. If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted?
And this is important. Like everything we say every gripe and beef we have with our oppressor is for one reason and one reason only. He doesn't do well. We could have been very good business partners, right? We had Africa on lock, right? We controlled the trade routes, right? We could have been excellent negotiators once America was found, which we ended up being anyway. You could have had all the gold you wanted. You could have had all the sugar you wanted. I would have made a nice cut off it, right? Mexico would be the home of gold. Guatemala would be where everybody goes for their jewelry. But at the end of the day, there'll still be Gucci. There'll still be Louis Vuitton. You want to put me in a shack.
Right.
So, if thou do well, shall thou not be accepted? It's not, I don't got no problem with white people. Y'all just messed it up for everybody. I was thinking about this today. One thing you really got to think about is that when it came to the South, they didn't free us. Like, you got to really think about it. Think about it from the standpoint of they know who we are. We built Egypt. We built Babylon. And then think about the future, or rather the past. You got Colin Powell, right, who kept Bush Sr. from making the stupid mistake that made Bush Jr. seem like the dumbest president until Trump, right? Colin Powell is the one who convinced Bush Sr., don't go into the Middle East because then you'll have to pay a buttload of money to give them a government and so on and so forth. Senior listened, Bush Jr. didn't, and that's why a lot of people do not like him. Senior lost re-election because people thought he was weak for doing that. Mind you, by comparison, Bush Jr. won re-election. Right? Without it, though, now mind you, Colin Powell was right. Without it, though, here's the thing. He could be on a plantation not helping anyone. You know how much money Apple makes off Beats by Dre? But Dr. Dre sits in his master's house in the fields, and on party days, they dress him up and he entertains everybody. You know how much money you just lost? Can you imagine the brother who did open heart surgery and created the heart transplant? Both of those brothers. Yeah, keep them as slaves. Yes, keep them as slaves.
Right.
You realize their first patients that they saved were white men.
Right.
So yes, keep them as slaves. The super race that can save everybody. They should be slaves. If thou do well, shall thou not be accepted, but you don't do well. You're stupid. And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. Right? And unto thee shall be his Salakia. And unto thee shall be his desire. And thou shalt rule over him. Right? And Cain talked with Abel his brother. And it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. Right? This man killed his own brother. Right? Which is a heinous act in and of itself. 9. And the Most High said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? Right? That evil line from Cash Money Brothers. From, what is it? Goddamn. Yeah. Y'all, no Jack City. I'm sorry, y'all. 10. And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. Meaning what? God hears justice. When you die a violent death and you're righteous, God, your blood cries out unto God. This is even true for death by an animal. You have to kill, by law, you have to kill that animal. By the laws of God. Keep going. Come on. And now art thou 11, and now art thou cursed from the earth, which has opened up her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. Meaning what? He's cursed now for what he's done. Keep. Can you read that? That's give me verse 12.
Verse 12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
Yeah, understand. They wanted rice growers specifically when they went to Africa. They wanted the specific people that knew how to grow rice. Us. Right? They made the Native Americans do all the work. Puerto Ricans had to get diamonds out of their own mines. They didn't do it. When they till the ground, it will not give her increase. So what do you have to do? You have to be a murderer. You have to be a kidnapper. You have to be an enslaver. Keep going.
Verse 13. And Cain said unto the Most High, my punishment is greater than I can bear.
Right? Keep going.
Verse 14. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me.
Right. Wow. Now, this is... how do I say this? This is... our process lack of accountability. You literally sat there and killed your own brother. And now... You know what his punishment essentially is? We're not going to kill you. We're not going to lock you away in some dirty dungeon or cave. You'll just be known as the man who killed his brother. Can you imagine that? You get away with fratricide. Literally killing your brother. And all you gotta do is walk around and I'm the cat that killed his brother. You don't go to jail. People, now here's the problem. People might try to kill you, but you're able to walk the streets. This punishment is too great to bear. You know what that sounds like? You hate the hate we get on the street. You're afraid we're going to treat you like you treated your brother. You're going to, when you hear us say white people will be enslaved to black people, you're afraid we're going to do to you what you did to us. You're afraid if you try a hunger strike, we'll just chain you up, take a chisel and a hammer, knock out your teeth, take a funnel, and just force food down your throat. That's what you're afraid of. You're afraid that Puerto Rican men will take your pregnant women, tie them by tie them to their legs to two horses, and make the horses go two different directions. That's what you're afraid of. That's probably not going to happen, but that's what you're afraid of because you're guilty. You're afraid of someone doing the evil thing that you did. What if somebody kills me like you killed your brother? So we're seeing this is a man with a lack of accountability. Right? Keep going.
Verse 15. And the Most High said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
You cannot touch Cain. You cannot touch these people. You cannot touch any of them. without the Most High's permission. The Most High allowed 9/11. Every other time, the Most High allows Esau's tanks to destroy Ishmael and their rocks and their 5 AK-47s. That's why that dynamic is the way it is. Because you're not allowed to touch him. Keep going.
And the Most High set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him.
What is that mark? His skin. Why is it the skin? It shows the blood he spilled. Right? It is a genetic mutation. Right? Keep going. Yeah, you good on that. So now, obviously, they all died. Cain's children died during the flood. That's the end of them. But they're reincarnated. He rather reincarnated as Esau. Let me get Genesis 25 and 25 and get down to this. Give me 22.
Genesis 25, verse 22. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
If I'm pregnant, why am I having these pains? Keep going.
And she went to inquire of the Most High.
Right.
Verse 23. And the Most High said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
You have 2 nations inside of you. Keep going.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
2 manner of people shall be separated in thy bowels. Struggle together, meaning they're fighting. So I just looked up the word. That's ratazat, which means basically to struggle together, right? To fight. We are literally fighting in the womb, right? Keep going. And we are 2 nations of people. Keep going.
Verse 23.
Keep going.
And the Most High said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
Right.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Right.
And one of the people shall be stronger than the other.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people. Keep going.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
And the older shall serve the younger. The elder brother is going to serve the younger brother. Keep going.
Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
The Most High was correct. Right? There were twins in her womb. That's why when you read this in the 1611, the word is italicized, if I'm using that word right. Right? Because a prophecy came to pass. She had twins. Right? Keep going. And now we're going to get into this. Read, what is that, 25?
Verse 25. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau.
Right? Okay, now stop right there. Let me see if I can pull it. See what they got for Esau. It's been minutes. I looked at what's here. Esau. Firstborn of the twin brothers, Esau, Jacob, before they been. Everyone says Esau is hairy. Esau is not hairy. Esau, first off, that doesn't even make sense. We're going to get this right now. I just have to pull up the actual word for Esau. It's 62:44. Okay. Now they say it is Isha. Aishua, apparently a form of 6213 in the form of sense of handling. This makes no sense. They try to equate, okay, how do I explain this? Bob Shah, you can pull up Blue Letter, right? Blue Letter Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Pull up Blue Letter Bible and pull up that verse, Genesis 25 and 25, so I can properly break this down. Because this really makes no sense. Like when you actually study Hebrew to say Esau means hairy, because they're saying it means hairy, but when you look up the word, it says it goes back to do. Like I shot y'all. Bible shot, come. Because when you get this, okay, this is very dumb. This is very, very dumb. Okay? Because I'm going to have the brother break this down. What's it called? How this all works.
This is for level board.
Okay. Water. Okay. Right? Now, here's the problem. The Hebrew, I'm gonna break it down, and then I'm gonna have the brother, what's it called, pull it up. The problem is that the Hebrew word that's used here in this verse for hairy traces is 8181, which is hairy or rough. Let me get that in the concordance. 8181. Shire, hairy or rough. From 8175, right? Right? Okay. Okay, it really means hair. Sha'aya in this verse is used for hair, but it comes from 8187. 8187 is, in a sense, be horrible, afraid as a storm. Hold up, now what's good? Well, I'm sorry, 8175 that was. 6 to estimate. Slovakia. Let me just pull this. Yeah, Khan. Let me know when you're ready, huh? Now, the verse, what you're looking for is 8163. I apologize. 8163 is shaggy as a he goat, or a kid, or a goat, or a devil. Pull up, yeah, Khan, if you could, Baba Shah, give me the blue letter right quick. Blue letter, Genesis 25. You got it?
Yes.
Oh, no, I wanted it on the screen, Baba Shah.
Oh.
Khan, Baba Shah. Yeah, so the people can see it. Okay, because when you really look this up, this is like very dumb. Because they try to tell you, because I don't know if you've ever heard, Esau means wasted away. That's the proper translation for Esau, or Ishua. Means wasted away. How they get that, so that's Genesis 25 and 25. Right? And then go to the interlinear where it'll break down the word. Right? That word being used there for hairy comes from the word for goat. A goat, which can also be used for a devil. 8163. What you're going to look up is 8181, which is phonetically the same word, if I'm using that word correctly. Right? So you got it? Yeah, go to 25. Oh. I need to get my glasses fixed. That's Genesis 1, right? Con. All right. So when the brother gets it, okay. So like as I was explaining, this word shire in this verse comes from goat. So now I'm gonna try to look up somebody. Okay, I'll use one of the kids. I'll use one of the patriarchs. Yeah, Khan. Okay. Okay. You got it?
Come.
All right. So go to the top. Okay. Okay. Well, give me the actual Hebrew. Okay, so this is the verse right here. Go down. Go down to here. Go down a bit. Keep going. 81, 81. This right here. This right here, Shire is hairy. That when you trace that back and go and look up in the concordance 8163, that is goat. That is where this word comes from. Goat or devil. We are not crazy men when we say the white man is the devil. Our people have been saying this since Jacob. We're going to prove that. This verse comes up where Jacob calls him a goat. It says he is hairy like a goat, hairy like a devil, right? This word right here is shire, right? Go up a little, go up a bit. Now this is what's it called? Khan. This right here is Adama 1. Yeah, Adama 1, yeah. Or basically Adama for sure. This is red, right? He came out looking red and hairy, right? Why am I breaking this down? Because you had simpletons trying to use this to say his name means that he's hairy. I guess to try to say that he's Arab. This is why this is important. You don't usually come out red the way they do, right? Now, notice, and I'm gonna use another brother by comparison. I'll probably use one of the 12 tribes, probably Simeon or somebody. Go down, right? So you see red all over like a hairy garment, and that's Ka'adara, right? Go down. Now this is Esau's name, Ishua. Esau's name is Ishua. That's not Shire, nor will they tell you it translates back to Shire. They tell you it actually goes back to Aisha. Aisha, which means to do or to work. Right? Shalom, sis. But this name doesn't mean this. Now, you can put it back on me. Oh, well, if I may, that has a concordance on it. Blue letter.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, Khan. Bab Shah, look up something else. Go to two-letterlookup.com. I'm gonna give y'all help y'all out. Usually I only do this for Hebrew class, but this is a good tool when learning the Hebrew. That should be it. You can. Baba Kashar, type in I. Right. I and two showers. No. Shah. Yeah, I. Right? Click on this to shrink or to fail. This is 6224 to waste away. Right? Shalom, sis. What's going on?
What is the Hebrew good for? I know it's good for us, but
Right?
like one day we probably have to use it, right?
It'll be our national language or the international language of business.
One
Come.
day, right?
Yes, come. What we're breaking down now is what Esau actually means in Hebrew. Okay? People say that Esau means hairy, but I'm demolishing that. Esau has nothing to do with hairy. Okay? If Esau had to do with hairy, it would be mentioned in the verse. You'd see it. You'd see the correlation. There is no correlation. Aishash means to waste away or to fail. You drop one of these and put on the possessive, meaning he's talking about him. He is wasted away. Aishawa. That's Esau's name. Esau's name is he is wasted away. Why is he wasted away? Because he did not have pigmentation. Prove it. Give me verse 26. You can drop that now. Let me get verse 26 when you get a chance. Right? Esau, I'm sorry, I'm demolishing this because the idea that Esau is an Arab is simple. Come. Say what?
You said Esau is an Arab?
No, people believe Esau is an Arab, but Esau is our oppressor. Right? Let me get verse 24 when you get it.
Verse 24. And when her
Wait,
days,
it's like verse 26.
verse 26. And after that came his brother out,
Right?
and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
Meaning what? Notice what's not mentioned. Jacob's skin tone. Jacob looked like everybody else. Esau was the odd one because he looked red. This is very self-explanatory. Right? Arabs don't look red. I don't even understand that. They try to say they're red bones. Like where? Keep going.
27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter.
Was a cunning hunter. The Arabs do not seem like cunning hunters. They're cunning businessmen. I'll give them that. Arabs are very good businessmen. Right? But they're not cunning hunters. Our oppressor, on the other hand, he's a cunning hunter. Keep going.
A man of the field. And
Right.
Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents.
Jacob was a plain, but he didn't bother anybody. He just stayed. We are people who don't naturally bother anyone. We stay in our tent. We have what we need, and we survive. Keep going.
28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison. But Rebekah loved Jacob.
Right? So they have their favorites. Keep going.
And Jacob sod pottage.
Yeah, come. We good.
And Esau came from the field, and he went faint.
Right? Keep going. So Jacob's cooking soup, and Esau came in weak from the field. Keep going.
Verse 29. Verse 30.
Yeah.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
And this where the red comes in. You finally see red now applied as a name, but this is when he's a grown man. Right? For that, his name was Aishua, wasted away. Keep going.
Verse 30.
Now, and mind you, it's also talking about the fact that the red pottage, why is it red? Because it's not finished. He likes to eat raw meat. Do the Arabs eat raw meat? Let me look that up. Okay, it says supposedly, yeah. Kibania. But it's called, not to the extent that Esau does, though. Not to the extent that our oppressor does. I just discovered a few years ago there's something under rare. It's called blue now. Yeah, they found a new way to make raw. I don't even know how that's possible. Yeah, that'd be a steakhouse I'd love to go to, though. Yeah. We'll give it to you right when it's right after it moves. Last move, and it goes on your plate, basically. Basically.
Right.
Sure. Yeah, that's our oppressor. And what is this really saying? The level of desperation our oppressor has is just astounding. Like, people talk all this, they're businessmen. They work hard, put in all those hours. I get it. We just had the end of Snowfall, right? Did you know about how it ended or la? Basically, it ends. Shorty take the baby and the money. Everybody done left you, so it's time to turn to a bottle like your father did. I'm not gonna spoil too much, but that's the gist of it. That's how Jake rolled. You know how Esau rolls? It is time to jump out this building. I have maxed out every credit card. The bank is coming to repossess the house, and me and the wife and children will be on the streets. The logical thing to do is to take the shotgun and tell the family it's movie night in the basement. And this is what they do. You know what brothers do? Just fess up to their woman. If she leaves, she take the kids, whatever. Esau gotta die. I will die. That's our Arabs. Arabs ain't doing that either. Arabs die for Allah, not for security.
Right.
Our oppressor, God forbid, our oppressor is a child. John Muhammad has been saying this for years, and now the government's trying to, or society's starting to wake up that John Muhammad's right. White boys need sex too. The FBI, CIA, and everybody listening, y'all need to make a new initiative to get white women to have sex with white men, young white men, so that they stop shooting up schools. I guarantee you right now, if more of them had dates, if more of them had girls, they would think twice before they can not see that woman again. So I highly doubt they care so much about the person that bullied them in elementary school. They have a nice stable girlfriend. You just do that. That's how you fix this society. White people are children. If they cannot have what they want, they will burn everything to the ground. But y'all get mad at us when we say these people need to be locked in cages.
Right.
They are saying they are starting to say that the desocialization, especially among young men, is leading to these school shootings and these mass shootings. But we're wrong when we say these people deserve to be in cages. So because you're not having sex on the regular, I should shoot people. You belong in a cage. The UBK has the truth. I'm sorry. Esau is not the Arabs. Arabs are not killing people over a lack of dating. They sexually restrict themselves. And yeah, and near the Arab. Like, let's really get into that. There is no profane fornicator as Esau. And you think it's the people that tell their women, yeah, come here behind. Nobody ever is allowed to see. I'm not even allowed to see you in certain doctrines. Some of them have shows while they have sex. And they're the most profane fornicator on earth. Are you stupid?
Right.
Consis.
They women go, can I say?
Con.
Those who chase men.
Yeah. Didn't Ruth Storm actually said that? You're taking all the white women. So why you shoot? Once again, you're a child. A man would have shot, went to the hood. A man would have said, the first interracial couple I see, I'm shooting that man in the face. You shoot my grandma? You shoot my grandma and some coward of a pastor. Someone you know won't, like, he is a child. Keep reading. Verse 31. And don't get mad at me. My name is Hustler. That is the proper translation I like to go with. It technically means heel holder, Jacob, but I like Hustler. When you look up supplanter, and a thesaurus, you'll get trickster, schemer. I don't like those. I honestly feel Esau put those in just because they don't like us. Proper term is hustler, meaning somebody who just, I see I can come up, and I'm going to come up. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm evil. You're a stupid child who can't starve. Give me verse 31.
Verse 31. And Jacob said, sell me this day my birthright.
Thy birthright.
Thy birthright.
Yeah, so that's what I want. You can't starve. I want your birthright. Keep going.
Verse 32. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me?
Right. Keep going.
Verse 33. And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he sware unto him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
Meaning what? Let me break down 32, Salakia. It takes a lot of balls to put us in slavery, Salakia. It takes a lot of balls to be Esau and put us in slavery. It takes a lot of balls to really be Esau, know the truth, know the history, and put us in slavery. Esau, what am I saying? Oh, listen. What is Esau's birthright? You get God as your personal bodyguard. God is your personal bodyguard. You can summon hurricanes, famines, tornadoes to your enemies. Legally binding contract. God doesn't mess with anyone else but you. You will go to war and always win. Esau saw nothing good in that. I'd rather have some soup. Jacob was a hustler. That's a come up. You're stupid enough to sell me God for soup. It's not my fault. So yeah, take it. What does it profit me? Meaning if I'm about to die, and here's the thing about it. No matter how messed up black people are, we would never be stupid enough to sell God for soup. You can ask slaves if they would sell the love of God for soup, for freedom. Just to know that at the end of this, you'll get your behind whooped, but at the end again of your behind whooped, you'll be able to whip your oppressors. Yeah, nah, I'm good. That sounds like a better deal than a house. That sounds like a better deal than clean water today. I get to control all the water. That sounds like a better deal. Our oppressor would take take a glass of water. That's how stupid he is. Water, some seasoning, a little bit of meat. That's it. You got a bowl of soup. I got God. Thank you. That's our oppressor. That's how stupid he is. That's how lust-filled he is. Keep going.
Verse 34. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright.
Thus Esau despised his birthright. He hated what God had in store. So God didn't give it to him. Never planned on it anyway. Now drop that, give me 27. For time's sake, we're going to go. Verse 36. So Jacob took Esau's blessing, which was technically Jacob's blessing. Let me know when you got it.
Genesis chapter 26 and verse 27.
No, 27.
27.
No, chapter 27, Salakia.
And verse 26.
Yeah.
And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now and kiss me, my son.
Oh, Salakia, 36. Salakia.
Verse 36.
Right.
And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob?
Meaning hustler or supplanter. Keep going.
For he has supplanted me these 2 times.
Now, here's the thing about it. If you look that up, hold up. No. Let me just make sure I got that right. '27 and 36. Iquab, right? Heel. Meaning, supplant means to come from heel or to swell out or up, right? To seize by the heel, right? Or to circumvent, right? Meaning basically, why am I bringing this out? You see the word in the context. You don't see that with Esau in 25. Keep going.
Verse 30. What was in 36?
Yeah, John. For he hath supplanted.
For he hath supplanted me these 2 times.
And I really didn't hustle you. That's not a hustle. You just. How do I say this? If you as an honest grown man sell me a gold chain for $1, for a cheeseburger, simply because you were hungry, did I hustle you? How? You knew no. You knew full well this is a $500 gold chain. And because you wanted my cheeseburger, you gave me the gold chain over the cheeseburger. Did I hustle you? This is Esau. Esau will sit here and lie like he got hustled, when in actuality, he's just an idiot. No one hustles him. This time you kind of get away. Yeah, kind of got him. But the first time, no one hustled you. You're a child. Con, what you gonna say, sis?
Would they be sold his birthright?
Before, with the bread, with the soup.
His birthright?
He sold his birthright, right.
What was his birthright?
God. He should have been the 12 tribes of Israel. It should have been the 12 dukes of Esau. We should have been the slaves of white people. But white people were so stupid, or their father was so stupid, he sold his birthright to us. Come.
So they supposed to be in chains, not us, right?
They were supposed to be in charge. Now we will be in charge. Forever. They were supposed to be God's chosen people instead of the Israelites, the Edomites. But they're stupid enough to sell God for soup. They don't think about God. God doesn't matter to them. Filling their bellies is what matters. And if they can't do that, I'd rather be dead. What does God profit me if I'm dead? And that's another thing. We turn to Jesus when life fails us. Them, yeah, once again, yeah. Either some form of carnality or they shoot themselves. Right? Keep going. And behold.
And behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me?
Give me 38.
38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
So keep going.
Verse
39.
And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heaven from above.
Right? So he will at one point have beautiful things. He will have power and dominion and riches. Keep going. 40.
Verse 40. And by the sword shalt thou live.
Now that's important. That's how our oppressor lives. The Ishmaelites don't live by the. Now, mind you, Islam was conquered with the sword, was spread with the sword. They won't deny that. They can try to deny it, but they can't deny it. Islam was spread by the sword, right? Christianity was also spread by the sword. Historically, though, our oppressor has had 3 empires, all technologically advanced. Or no, militaristically advanced, which is why they came into power. I think the Greeks had the phalanx. I forgot how the Romans did it. And then, what did they do with the gun. Right? Let me see. They live by the sword. Can't really say that about the Arabs. Once again, God allowed 9/11, and then after that, all the Arabs had was missiles. No, all the Arabs had is a few AK-47s and rocks to throw at tanks and fighter jets and Hellfire missiles. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked, and y'all think it's the Arabs. Once again, the Arabs are being ransacked all throughout their land, all throughout the Middle East, and they're in charge of the earth. Okay. Keep going.
Verse 40. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother.
Right.
And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Right. Though our oppressor at one point was under our control. Right? But thanks to our sin, mainly King Solomon, the Most High broke that hold and allowed him to be able to break his yoke, to be an enemy towards us. Verse 41.
Verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him.
Right. Now, here's the thing about it. Like, you doing all that now after you done sold the birthright. You're a child. Right? Keep going.
And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob.
Right? And this is the birth of Esau. Now, we got a few to get into, a few quick ones. Uh, let me get Salakia. So we're gonna get all the time. I just want to get the. Uh, hold on 1 second. Salakia, 1 second, yo. I'm just trying to make sure I get this right. Salakia. What is it? Uh, Salakia. Okay, I'm trying to find this real quick. Hmm. Okay, Salakia. I was trying to find this for y'all real quick. Hmm. Uh, okay, so I was trying to find this, but can't seem to exactly know where it is. Okay, so basically, after upon leaving Egypt, the Edomites, we try to get into Canaan by going through Edomite territory. Where is it? Is it Seir? Hmm. Okay, so after upon leaving Egypt, we try to. Give me Numbers 20, verse 14. Numbers 20 and 14. The water. The Salaki about that, y'all. I just wanted to make sure I get this right. This is Numbers 20 and 14. Upon leaving Egypt, this is sometime after. This is hundreds of years afterwards, about 700 years after the events we just read about. Concepts, what's going on?
This is about, third.
No,
No, I'm just saying, like, I want to say something.
you come.
Don't you think sometimes when the Most High said, to let my people go,
Right.
and Pharaoh, you know what somebody said, I see something in you that you don't see in yourself.
Right.
I feel that that day when the Most High said, let my people go, I think it's because Pharaoh knew that us as Israelites,
Mhm.
we were, um, we were not listening
What do you mean?
as far as like listening to take is it the Ten Commandments, or listening to the statutes and commandments.
But meaning Pharaoh didn't what?
Huh?
Pharaoh. Well, we have to get back to this, sis. I'll handle that in a second. Okay, so this is Numbers 20 and 14. And Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom. Thus saith thy brother Israel, thou knowest all the travail that hath befallen us, how our fathers went down into Egypt, and we have dwelt in Egypt a long time, and the Egyptians vexed us and our fathers. And when we cried unto the Lord, he heard our voice and sent an angel and hath brought us forth out of Egypt. And behold, we are in Kadesh, a city in the uttermost of thy border. Let us pass, I pray thee, this is verse 17, through thy country. So this is Moses asking them, the Edomites, can we pass through their country? We will not pass through the fields or through the vineyards, neither will we drink of the water of the wells. We will go by the king's highway. We will not turn to the right nor to the left until we have passed thy borders. And Edom said unto him, thou shalt not pass by me, lest I come out against thee with the sword. I'll say 800 years later, they still couldn't get over the fact you sold us that land. That's not my fault. You thought soup was better than God. That's not my fault. That is not my fault. Okay? And this is what they've done to us as a people. Right? Now we're going to drop that. Give me Psalms 137. We're going to understand something. Give me 137 verse. Hold up, we got to finish this off, sis. Salakia. Let me get verse 7.
Psalms 137.
Yeah, 137 verse 7. Come.
Psalms chapter 137, verse 7. Remember, O Most High, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Raise it, even to the foundations thereof. What does that mean? Tear it down, tear it down. They cheered on the destruction of our temple. Keep going.
Verse 8. O daughter of Babylon,
Right.
who art to be destroyed,
Right.
happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
Right. Keep going.
Verse 9. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Yeah, we're not evil. We're not evil in any way. Right? Keep going. Oh, that's that's the end of it. Meaning what? This is talking about the destruction of Edom for their destruction of our temple. They will never get over what they did to us. Right? Let me get now Give me Hosea 2 and 4. Give me Hosea. Oh, Salakia.
Hosea chapter 2, verse 4.
Salakia, hold on for now. Let me get. What is that? Salakia. Let me get oh. In the Apocrypha. We're gonna show you how.
You need what in the Apocrypha?
Let me get first address. 4 and 45. Yeah, and I'm gonna get the cuts. Yeah, I don't think you've ever seen this. Like, yeah, let me get that. Let me get when you got it.
First Ezra chapter 4, verse 45.
Right.
Thou also hast vowed to build up the temple, which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldees.
Meaning what? They cheered on, but God blames them. We blame them for the burning of the second temple, even though a whole other group of people did, because they had the audacity to cheer them on. That's hatred on another level. Like, okay, now, and hold up. I'm going to just smash this all really quickly. I'm going to show you. What should I do first? Yeah, let me get this. This is the New Testament. What is this? Give me Genesis 4 and 22. No, it's like Galatians 4 and 22. And while you're getting me that,
Galatians chapter 4, verse 22. For it is written that Abraham had two sons,
right?
the one by the bondmaid and the other a free woman.
One by a bondmaid, right? And the other by a free woman, right? Keep going. Right? These are Abraham's two sons.
Verse 23. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman was by promise.
Right? The one of the free woman was by promise, right? Keep going. Right? Now this is a parable, basically, when you get into it, is a parable for the Old Testament and the New Testament. Idiots also use this to try to see everything in the Bible is allegories. An allegory can also be true. Your local drug dealer or your failed local drug dealer is an allegory to not sell drugs. It is a story of this brother thought he was all that, and then they blew his head off. Then now he's serving life in prison. An allegory can be true. This is used as an allegory to show the difference between the Old Testament or the Old Covenant and the New Covenant. This is important to the breakdown of Esau and him not being Arabs for a simple reason. Keep going.
Verse 24, which things are an allegory? For these are two covenants.
These are the two covenants, the Old Covenant and the New Covenant. Keep going.
The one from the Mount Sinai, which gendereth to bondage.
Which comes from bondage, which gendereth to bondage, right? Why? Because his mother was the slave. Keep going.
Which is Agar.
Which is Hagar, which is Ishmael's mother. Keep going.
Verse 25, for this Agar is Mount Sinai in Arabia.
In where?
Mount Sinai in Arabia.
In where?
Mount Sinai in Arabia.
Yeah, that's where it is. It's in Arabia. Ishmael is the Arabs. Why is that mountain? Why is Mount Hagar right over there? Because they named it after their mother. Keep going.
Verse.
Okay, you could drop that. Now, I'm going to give you the second piece of proof. Give me Joel. No, give me Salakia. Give me Amos 1 and verse 9.
Amos 1 and 9.
Yeah, Khan. Now, if you read everything before this, the Most High going at the other nations. This is specifically what he says to Tyre, right?
Amos chapter 1 verse 9. But now after that ye have known.
1 and 9? Yeah, Khan. Still up. Yeah, Khan.
Amos chapter 1 verse 9. Thus saith the Most High, for these transgressions of Tyre,
Right.
and for 4,
Right.
I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they delivered up the whole captivity to Edom,
Keep going.
and remembered not the brotherly covenant.
So now, what is this talking about? This clearly just said that Tyre sold us to the Edomites, right? Tyre is a race of Africans, by the way. We all see that, right? It just said, read it again from the top.
Verse
9.
9. Thus saith the Most High, for 3 transgressions of Tyre, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they delivered up the whole captivity to Edom, and remembered not the brotherly covenant.
Right. Now give me Joel 3 and 4. So now we just covered. They sold us to the Edomites after we had a brotherly covenant. These are a race of Africans that sold us to the Edomites after we had a brotherly covenant. Right? Now, you know there's usually multiple prophets, right? All the prophets knew each other. All the prophets were on the streets. Here's the thing, though. Also, Paratzak likes to call them snow roaches. I call them the oppressor. What do you like to call them?
The devil.
Right? So now we just read Amos. Amos called them Edomites, right? Let's see what Joel says. Give me 3 and 4.
Joel chapter 3 verse 4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
Now we're clear. The subject here is Tyre, the same nation that Amos was just prophesying against. Keep going.
And all the coast of Palestine. Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head?
Right. Keep going.
Verse 5. because ye have taken my silver and my gold,
which we know is Israel. Keep going.
and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
Right, keep going.
Verse 6. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have he sold unto the Grecians.
Unto the who?
The Grecians.
The who?
The Grecians.
Wait, I thought according to Amos, they sold them to the Edomites, but Joel said he sold them to the
Grecians.
So maybe, just maybe, you don't know the Bible, and the Greeks are the Edomites. That may be a possibility here, since you got two prophets calling these people by two different names. The Greeks are the Edomites. Okay, let me look up another famous person in history. Now you got that. Let me get give me Obadiah real quick. Let's see what this has to say. This is the Victorial Bible Dictionary. When Pompey organized the East in 63 BC, he appointed Hyrcanus, second of that name, to be the high priestly ruler of an ethnarchy comprising Galilee, Samaria, Judea, and Perea. One Antipater, an Idumean, was Hyrcanus' senior officer or vizier. Pompey's arrangements were modified by Gabinius in 57 BC by the reduction of Hyrcanus' authority and the division of the ethnarchy into autonomous communities. Long with the story short, he was a devil. He was an Edomite. Herod was a devil in Roman power. Why? Because they helped their own. Now, Salaki, I told you to hold something for me, right?
Obadiah.
Yes. Obadiah, Bible Shah, if you could.
What did you want?
Obadiah, start at verse 2.
Obadiah chapter 1 verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen.
Yeah, I don't see a crisis about a lack of Arab babies or Arabs being what's called. But white people are stressed out about that. They're dying out, which they're technically kind of not, because they don't count in the ratios as white, but they're still devils. Keep going. But he's small amongst all the heathen. Keep going.
Thou art greatly despised.
And nobody likes him. Nobody likes our oppressor. Keep going.
Verse 4. Though thou exhort thyself as the eagle.
The symbol of Greece, the symbol of Britain, the symbol of Rome, the symbol of America, all eagles. Keep going.
And though thou set thy nest among the stars.
Keep going.
Thence I will bring thee down, saith the Most High.
I don't see Arabs trying to go to the stars. And don't say anything about that crescent moon BS. Just don't. Our oppressor went to the stars, though. What did he say, though? The eagle has landed. Keep going.
Verse 5. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off?
Right.
Would they not have stolen till they had enough?
Right.
If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
Meaning what? You're a complete thief. You leave nothing behind. You're going to steal and steal and steal. Keep going.
Verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out?
Drop down to verse 10.
Verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob. For the evil you did to us. Keep going.
Shame shall cover thee.
Yeah, you'll be put in shame. Not because of we don't like you, but because of the evil you've done. Keep going.
And thou shalt be cut off forever.
Right. That's here's the thing. Why is Esau the Arabs? Read that again. And thou?
Oh, Salakia.
Okay. And thou?
What verse you want?
10.
Salakia. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
And that's why Esau is the Arabs. Read that again. And thou?
And thou shalt be cut off forever.
At the end of the day, you love white people too much, so they can't be Esau, because if they're Esau, read that again.
Thou shalt be cut off forever.
Well, yeah, they won't be in the kingdom with us. There will be a time when there are no white people. And there are multiple scriptures that I would like to get into this. There might be a part 2 to this. But I did say, what did I? Oh, I covered that. Loving your neighbor. Screw it. Okay. What is the scripture? I know the cut for it, but what is love thy neighbor? Christ said it. Love. Bible to share one last scripture. And we're going to break this down real quick. We might do this for the. Okay. Love that. Yeah, let's do neighbor. Give me Matthew 22 and 39. Wait, actually, give me Matthew 5 and 43.
Matthew 5 and 43. Ye have heard that it had been said, Thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy.
Right?
44. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you.
Right? And now, you know something I never realized, Har? Never saw anywhere beat you, hurt you, rape your grandma. Notice Jesus didn't say any of that. But we got to forgive white people. Persecution is not always physical. Persecution is your mama saying, I'm not going to feed you because you're in the crazy cult and you're living in my house. You got to worry about feeding yourself. Tell your cult to feed you. That's persecution. Being beat by your slave master is not what this verse is talking about at all. Let me get Leviticus 19 and 27, I want to say. Might be just starting a little further up, like 26.
Leviticus 19 and 27.
Salakia, 17. I'm bugging out.
19 and 17.
Yeah, come.
Leviticus 19 and 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
Right.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Right.
And not suffer sin upon him.
Right. You are to rebuke your neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. If you have a beef with a brother, you need to go to him. Keep going.
Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
Right.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Most High.
Love your neighbor as yourself. Keep going.
Verse 19.
You shall love your neighbor as yourself. Right? Now that neighbor in verse 17 is from Imayath, meaning your neighbor is your people. Im means people, right? Love your neighbor and love your enemy are talking about your race, not anyone else. With that, I pass the class over to priest and officer. How y'all?
Clap it up.